changed that already in terms of obviously yourself, players, all coming in now? You see what's going on here?
All want to come here now.
Yeah, I get it.
Did players, you, as yourself, that was a big deal. You wanted to come in the first place, but you don't want to leave. But players around the world were looking at Liverpool. I mean,
To be honest, I cannot remember that we struggled here to get players in we wanted. We wanted to come. We wanted to get in. Sorry?
The club lost a lot of players to the club.
Yeah. I think Phil was the last one, wasn't it? Probably. Yeah. So, but that always can happen. No, that's true. I don't know about the football pyramid, to be honest, but it's, how I said, it's, yes, in this moment, football-wise, the boys we play obviously really good football. The club is in a good place. We cannot say differently. So that's how it is. We a lot of difficulties in the past for different reasons. The club is in a good moment, and that's always a moment which you. That's another message. We don't want to rest here. We want to use it as a basis for the next steps. That's how it is. We have to. And that's what we try. How we do that, I know from outside, it's then always sign him. We always were there a little slightly different and tried it the other way. And signing players, obviously. So I don't know about the football pyramid, but I can't remember when he struggled last time with talking to a player. That doesn't mean they all come, but if then it was not because we are not sexy enough or whatever, so there was just another plan, the other club on his position as a for him a more comfortable situation. Maybe the position is open there. You have to fight for these kind of things, but was not because the club is not shiny enough.
Dave Maddock?
Jurgen, I'm really interested in, you do seem to actually enjoy doing it a different way, as you said, and that Liverpool are, compared to nearly all the other top clubs, you do it slightly differently. The club is run on a more sensible economic way, and
We have to.
you yourself, your net spend is actually very low compared to all of your rivals. And I just wonder, is how much that is part of, because it is part of your personality, yourself as a person. I wonder how much that plays a part too in that.
We between us, especially Mike and it fits very well. So it's good. So I knew about the. You might remember when I arrived here in the first press conference, you asked me about the transfer committee. That was the first time, and Matty probably told me before the press conference, when they asked that, you could say this and that. So it was not the last time that he gave me these kind of things, but I'm pretty sure the first time. So I really thought, what's the problem with the transfer committee? I just had to understand the word. So because for me it's always a transfer committee. It's maybe not an official name of something, but there sit a few smart people together and talk about the transfer and think, can we do it or can we not do it? One says the money, it's too much. The other one says, oh, I have other information about his character. And one says, yeah, forget all this, but I want him because he's so good. That's what I understand what's a transfer committee. People who work in the same direction. But and that was from the first moment like this. And yes, we have to be more, economical, because we just cannot, we have no endless sources. That's how it is. But it's fine as well. Again, the players we wanted, we didn't always get for different reasons, but it was, if sometimes money was the reason, but money, we thought then, no, we don't want to do that, and we cannot do it, so now that's too much or whatever. These kind of things that all happen. So it's not about that. But the main thing what you do if you make a transfer, you think so much about it. Will the player fit? Will the player help us? Can we help the player to make the next step, and will the player help us to make the next step? That's the main thing, and all the rest around. So you have to sort, and it doesn't work out always, but sometimes it works out, and then the player can have an impact, and that's what we tried to do, and will still.
I didn't just mean that like the transfers and money though. I mean it's more like the philosophy. Liverpool have not been perfect by far with the Super League and maybe some of the other decisions that were made with the pricing and stuff like that. But compared to a lot of the other really big clubs, then you still have a connection, and you personally have a huge connection with the fans, and maybe.
But that's necessary. That's not okay. That is now maybe a coincidence that it is that I really like that. But if you don't like it, it would be a problem here because people want to have this kind of, because of our grandfathers. The biggest coaches, some of the biggest coaches in world football worked here. So, and the benefit we get of that is that people, before we even start, they think already we are the greatest, and we didn't have one session, and it's already really positive until it's not positive anymore, obviously. So because of these guys, because they really hope for something like that, and we never can reach that level, but we can use these kind of things. I mean, it's much nicer. I love it that we are so close together. So here it's absolutely it's a must, and I like it. That's the one that people can expect that from us, that we are like this. We better enjoy it, and that's very easy for me. Otherwise, there are other clubs out there. You can do it in a different way, but here. I think really because the culture is set up by the people, not by different owners, different coaches, different players. The cultures are set up by the people, and that's easy to love here, and that's why we have to adapt to that if it's not us, and not the other way around.
Right, we're 27 minutes in, so I'm going to make this the last one. I think if that's okay. Andy, you want to say?
I do. Pep himself has said in the past that he has managerial ambitions of his own. What does it say about him that he's prepared to, or wants to put them on hold to continue on this path with you?
Again, Pep said what? Our Pep. So I thought, wow.
The other one's doing all right.
Yeah. Good.
He wants to be, he said
The
he wants
Pep.
to be manager.
Sorry. If that joke is not allowed anymore, then I don't know. You understand it. I know Pep will be an outstanding manager in the future. He will. But what we really enjoy is really the work together. How he calls it then, it's we bought fully in this project. And that's it. So he's not even 40 yet. So there's obviously a long time after all these things to be by yourself on these kind of things. And in the moment we all enjoy the work here together. So it's his own ambitions will never stop, and I will not stop it. It's like this. It's so what is it? I'm meanwhile pretty experienced elder generation. Crazy to say that, but it's the truth. Manager. So my big strength is that I really bring in really good people and then let them flourish. So it doesn't mean I tell them all the time, no, we did it in the past like this. No, I listen because they're much closer. They made maybe the bet, Vito Martins is doing the batches in a moment. So it's really interesting, what do they tell you now? And not what I could tell them all the time, what we did in the past and all these kind of things. No, but life is progress, and it's you have to you keep up with all the developments around you, and that's what we do. And they keep me on track, and I keep them calm and in line. And obviously I can help as well a little bit, but it's not. We have now the agreement for another while. And everybody's really happy about it. We don't hold anybody back. What is better, being first team coach with massive influence and all these kind of things in a world-class club, or going out there, being in the wrong club, being the main man, and lose more often than not. So we are smart enough to know that this situation is not you cannot take it for granted. The club gave us the opportunity to build a really good football team. Now we have it. Now let's try to be as successful as possible.